What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and today it's my great honor and joy to introduce you all to Augur. Augur is the god of fighting himself, an Aztec god. Like when it comes to fighting, this guy takes the cake, he beats them all. Prior to Tekken 3, he destroyed Jun at her prime, Jin's mother. He wrecked Tekken 1 King, you know, all of these legendary Tekken fighters, he took them down. He started the whole Jin, Kazuma, Blood of the Devil storyline. He wants vengeance for his mother. This guy is one of the greatest antagonists in Tekken history. Well, he is the god of fighting after all, and Tekken's about fighting. In Tekken Tag 2, he's a DLC, again known as Ancient Augur, but in Tekken 3, this is so confusing. In Tekken 3, he is Augur, and then the monstrosity form is his true form, known as True Augur. And then for some reason in Tag 2, they swap that around, so the monstrosity form is simply Augur, and this is now Ancient Augur. Yeah, not confusing at all, guys. Thank you, Bandai Namco. But one thing they did very well is his visual appearance here. He's never been as scary as he is in Tag 2. Like, I remember seeing his reveal trailer, you know, doing this throw. It was so badass. He's like a fucking Hulk here. You see this green goddamn tank, like 1,000 pounds of muscle. He's very dark green and ominous. The armor is beautiful. That red wavy hair that flies around with the wind, his red glowing eyes. He's never looked as good as he does in this game. Like, I want to give cred here to Bandai Namco. Ancient Augur looks great, and I wanted to play him just by the visuals here. But when it came to his gameplay, he had been gone since Tag 1. In Tag 1, he's super cheesy and super strong. In this game, it's the complete opposite. He's very, very weak. He has some really cool moves, like especially the dead man here, the choke slam. I goddamn love this one. Love that throw. Back 1-2 is just beautiful. Back to 1, all the force behind this. He has some really cool moves, and the hunting hawk is beautiful. But he's incredibly weak. Like, first time I played him, I was like, god damn, he feels clunky, and the range of his hop kick is terrible. What is this? Seriously, is this a joke? And the frames. We're gonna get into all of this, but the visuals, great. So nice to have him back, but oh, the irony. The irony of the god of fighting being low tier. It's kind of funny. And just a shadow of his former self, you know, in Tag 1, where all of these unblockables were monster moves. Well, I mean, he was a monster overall, but not so much in Tag 2. He's just dived down the tier list. But we're gonna get into all of it. I'm gonna try and explain the character in Tag 2 as well as I can. But first off, we can just say what was the good stuff. Waning Moon is still good. Of course, like True Augur, he lacks True Augur's range. The normal Augur doesn't have True Augur's enormous arms, so we don't have a range. So after Waning Moon, we can't simply do capital into down for 2-1-2. Oh wow, I couldn't even do down for 2-1-2. That's great, main man. You are pro. 6 electric, easy. But when recording for YouTube, I can't do a 1-1-2 even. Nice. So, we cannot do capital into down for 2-1-2, like we do a True Augur. So here we gotta do something a little bit more technical, or rather way more technical. We actually have to dash into a blazing kick, like so. But this allows us to do huge combos, and blazing kick being a tag launcher. Those are worth their weight in gold in Tag 2, considering, you know, tag combos take away the red bar of a health bar, and, you know, opens up for just brutal partner combos. So this is very good. You see combos there, but it's a little bit technical to do, of course. But Waning Moon remains a beast of a move. Capital Punishment is great. Back 1-2, we're gonna get into this. Fantastic 12 frame punish. This tag assault here, Hunting Hawk, is amazing, and it's so cool. He actually has King, you know Tekken 7, King and Armor King share the down 3. Originally Armor King's low. Ancient Ogre has it, and it's +1 on hit, just like with Armor King and King. It's a great low. He has the Mishima Ford 4, and it's not a gimped version, it's just like theirs. It's really good. Kazuya while standing 2, slightly gimped, but still very good. And he has Bruce back Ford 4, nice. Blazing Kick, as I showed you, is a good addition. He has some nice stuff, and his 10 frame Punisher too is nice. But all of his lows are pretty much crap, and basic poking like down Ford 1 is crap. And yeah, no range on the 15 frame launchers at all. So we're gonna get in. Let's just start with the punishment. The punishment is always nice to see with characters. For 10 frame, we have 2-1. This is a natural combo, +5 on hit, +3 on block. But of course it's high, so on block you can duck the second hit. But here we actually have a mix-up with 2 down 1 +2. This down 1 +2 is -12, but of course if they duck, if they expect 2-1 and duck the second hit, they get launched. And then we have 2-2 for 37 damage. That's huge for a 10 frame. But did you know that this 2-2 on hit is -2? So this is quite comical. I mean, he fucking slays them with that back fist. The opponent takes 37 damage, but they recover 2 frames faster than you. Pretty gimped. And he has the flash punch 1-1-2, but as you can see, it's not a natural combo. Interesting, right? On counter hit, natural combo. But it's a Punisher. And it's still -17 on block. It's weird. And then now the fantastic Ancient Ogre 12 frame punish. And honestly the move that made me want to play the character the most, back 1-2. Enormous range, 47 damage, 12 frame punish. And the animation is so cool. He jabs them in the face on the chin with his shield on the first hit, like bang, and they get stunned. And then he does an enormous back fist, like into their face. And the pose he has afterwards is really nice. Fucking love this move, it's so beautiful. And of course wall splat, knockdown. He can even cancel it if you hold 2 and back after the initial hit. It's just really cool. It's so cool. The Spartan shield bash. I love that move. Still love it. Still gives me a boner. But then for 15 frame, and this is where we want to launch, we don't have a typical down for 2 launcher with Augur. So now we have hop kick and can, but even the can, and this one is important because compared to the hop kick, the can is taggable. Well, in contrast to the hop kick. So this is an important move. Again, like taggable launchers are very important, but the range is so bad. It's so bad. And of course, launch punishable on block at -15. So then we have the hop kick. But as I showed you guys, one of the worst hop kicks in the game was Ancient Ogre's hop kick. The range is so limited. I mean, can you see this and believe it? It's so bad. Even after blocking a lot of lows, you know, where you want your 15 frame launching hop kick, if the lows had some pushback or range, it would just whiff. So we have big problems here when it comes to 15 frame launching and just, well, yeah, all kinds of launching punishment is just bad with Ancient Ogre, unfortunately. For while standing, we have the infinity kicks. Of course, only the 2 first hits are guaranteed at 10 frames, so this is very good, and it is 35 damage. And then you have a 50-50 mix-up afterwards with the extensions. So this is pretty good. He has shins while standing 1-2 for 13 frame. And for 15 frame you have a hop kick, or at 16 frame Kazuya while standing 2, which is taggable of course. This is good, but where Kazuya's while standing 2 is -18, Augur's is -20. But I think Augur's has slightly more range than Kazuya's. I could be wrong here though, because I know Kazuya's has really good range. Yeah, I think they're the same actually. I think it's the same. So that was the punishment. Pretty lackluster, but 10 frame is quite alright. No frames though. 2-1 gives frames. Not as much damage. Back 1-2 is fantastic. This is still pretty good. But of course when it comes to launching, we have big problems. And then basic tools like down forward 1 is 14 frames, -3 on block, +8 on hit. But it does have an extension in down forward 1-2, and both hits are safe. But it's not a natural combo. It is a natural combo on counter hit, but it doesn't launch. So this is quite bad, to be honest. His down forward 2 is not a typical down forward 2 launcher. It's a poke that is -8 on block, +3 on hit. Pretty terrible. He can do down forward 1-2, which is mid natural combo, but is -13 and -1 on hit. Yeah, nothing fantastic here to say the least. His while standing 4 is actually quite strong, just like Amishima's. It is -3 on block, +8 on hit, and he can do the tsunami while standing 4-4. So that's pretty nice. Should have mentioned that when it came to the while standing punishment. But the infinity kicks is pretty much usually what people would go for. And now we can take a look at some of his mid tools. He has Pulse 3-2, mid-high, natural combo. On counter hit, second hit knocks down into a combo. You can run up into a down 1 here. Wow, I'm failing to do so. Okay, there we go. Very average tool. Not something you would use in high level. 4-2 is a good mid knockdown, -12, but it's got a big pushback. Well, rather big pushback. So this is a pretty good mid. And then we have forward 3-2. This move is very interesting. It was used a lot online by Ancient Augur players. Both hits are perfectly safe on block. So there was no risk, you know, in getting this block punished. And people cannot hit you in between the hits. Not even a jab. So you'd think this is great, you can just do it. You know, no risk of anything. And on counter hit, turns into a hit confirmable launcher if you tag assault. Well, I think it actually bounds, but it recovers so slowly that, yeah. You can't, you should tag assault to get a good combo here, obviously. But there was actually a little trick to making this move terrible on block. I'm gonna try and demonstrate here. Good players knew this, but a sidestep left killed this move. So if I sidestep right between the hits, I get clocked in the face. If I sidestep left, however, even the smallest sidestep, you see? Very easy to do, very reliable, and you have a long time to do it. Oh, I did a sidewalk, my bad. So if you just knew that little trick, this move was completely changed. And suddenly they didn't know what to do because they relied so much on this move. And then we're gonna take a look at the forward 4. Just like a Mishima forward 4, +3 to 4 on block. On hit it's +8 for forces crouch, as you can see. It's great. And then we have forward 1+2. This could be used as a whiff punish due to hop kick being so bad. This has a lot of range. -11, but a lot of pushback, so it was safe, kind of safe. Pretty cool whiff punisher. But of course, would have preferred a launcher, but this looks really cool. It is a high also, that's worth mentioning. He has a tackle, 4-2-3, -10 on block, but still nice to have. Downward 3, I thought at first was one of the best homing moves in the game. It's got good range, it's mid, cool looking, knocks down into a guaranteed down back 2. I was like, shit, this is super good. And then I realized it's -12. Bam, bam! So, doesn't do a shitload of damage, even with the follow-up. And you risk taking a back one too. It has no pushback, so yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. While standing 2 I've mentioned, Kazuya's -20. This is also interesting, and such a change compared to Tag 1. Tag 1, this also knockdown, has some pretty decent tracking, big pushback, and here, no pushback, and -15. So that's a punish. Completely useless. Do you know how slow this move is? It's 28 frames. It's like a fucking snake edge. And it doesn't launch. It just knocks down. And not a lot of damage. And no pushback. And -15. This is an easy electric. Oh, well, an easy electric for someone who can do electrics, I guess. Oh my god. So yeah, just absurdly bad move. Absurdly bad. This one is pretty interesting. Down for 3-4. Doesn't look like much. 33 damage. No pushback on block and -11. It's like, why would you use this? Well, it actually has some pretty interesting crushing properties. Or evasive properties. You see, it will very reliably dodge highs. And even some mids here will be dodged. I don't think down for 1. Maybe down for 2. No, it hits too low. It has to be mids that hits quite high, as you can see. But it's a pretty cool property, pretty cool move. And then you'd think, oh, down 1, which is his main bounding move, it's a pretty long range mid poke. You'd think like, this should be a good poke, right? This looks good. And it's like, it's terrible. It's +2 on hit, so that's not a huge advantage. On block it's -9. So that's as unsafe as can be. No, sorry, not unsafe. That's as bad as you can recover without being punishable. You just completely lose your turn. So terrible. Down 1 +2 is a -12 mid launcher, but it clocks in at 19 frames in speed. Not very good. Of course it crushes though, so that's nice. Back to 1 is a move he got for this game. It's really cool looking. The first hit on its own, back 2, looks like a launcher, but you actually cannot juggle here, unfortunately. So back to 1, natural combo. But yeah, you'd think this was supposed to launch because you see the range. It's like a joke. And this move is -16. I kid you not. This is -16. If you finish it, second hit, -16. Both of these hits are launch punishable, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why. Yeah, if someone's an ancient Augur expert, please let me know if I've missed something with this, because it looks like a joke. You can do bruise back for free, natural combo, mid, -10 on hit, sorry, -10 on block. And then he has forward 3, which just like Kazuya's forces crouch on block and is he's -3 on block. But that's pretty good, you know. It's still a launcher. Pretty nice. And then let's look at the lows. Down 3, as I said before, +1 on hit, -5 on block, good low. And then he has a unique low in forward 3+4, which has some range, as you can see. Well, some range. It's not like Dragunov Slide, but it has some range. The problem here is that it is quite slow, and it is -17, so it's launch punishable. Yay! And on normal hit, it's -2. Down for 4 is terrible. Down 4 on its own is -14. This little shit low here that does 9 damage. This is not a natural combo. It is on counter hit. But why would you risk it? Because it's low high. If they duck, you die. So just terrible move. Terrible move. And then another unique, really cool looking move. Down back 2 here. It's homing low on hit. Looks like a huge advantage, but I think it only gets like +2. He recovers slowly. It is Snake Edge speed. It is 27 frames. So that's as fast as Sebastian's fantastic Snake Edge. And it does crush a bit, you see it ducks down. But it is -16, so it's launch punishable. Well, that's the name of the game with Augur. And of course he shares along with Paul and Heihachi the down back 3 low, which is probably one of the shittiest lows. It is -18, so it's launch punishable, and it's -4 on hit. So yeah, simply terrible. Forward 4, neutral 4 has plus frames. It hits grounded, which is really nice. And it has some plus frames on block, I think. Yeah, this one's pretty decent. It looks very neutral though. Yeah, no plus frames. But it does hit grounded, and that's a good tool to have. And it has some range. And for lows, he also has the back kicks. Good luck getting the mix up there at the end. And all of these can be low parried even on hit, I think. Let's see. It's been a while since I tested this. But I think they are. Okay, wait. I take the first, and then I can't low parry the second. No, okay, they aren't low parryable on hit. I thought so. Only on block. But yeah, nothing amazing there, you know. Not an amazing string, to say the least. But he had a really cool parry in back 1+2. It looks really badass. And the thing is, this parry, it has a very small window. It's at the very start, as soon as it activates, when you press back 1+2, a very small window. So you have to time it very properly, but the cool thing is, it will parry anything. Look, I'm gonna throw him. You see? I'm gonna do a low. I'm gonna crouch into a low. No! You can't do a thing. Well, if you time it properly. It parries everything. So it's really, really cool. He has had that since Tekken 3 and Tag 1. Really nice. But yes, this was me going over the character. It's not like his combos were that amazing either. That is pretty nice if you can hit it. Does do quite some damage. There we go, 109, but yeah, that's a pretty slow mid to hit. So punishment bad, hop kick terrible, that really was a problem. Down forward 1 terrible, no down forward 2. All of these strings are just not very good. The lows are, except for down 3, the lows are crap. They're all so punishable, they're so lackluster. Waning Moon is really nice to have, of course, but yeah, with this character you're just struggling to find good moves. You're just struggling to find good moves. Those of us who tried him and played him, we felt visually he was a badass, and that's why we played him. But yeah, everything else just was very lackluster. He did not live up to his title, the God of Fighting. This seizure throw is really cool though. But so that was Ancient Augur. Cool character, great visuals. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a lovely day.